Your morning coffee ritual, that comforting cup that starts your day. But what if I told you that some of the biggest UK coffee brands are selling you something that barely qualifies as coffee? I've spent 4 months investigating the UK coffee industry. I've interviewed former roasters, analyzed laboratory test results, spoken to supply chain managers, and examined production facilities. What I discovered about instant coffee, supermarket brands, and even some premium options will make you rethink every cup you've ever drunk. Some of these brands you've trusted for decades. Some are in your cupboard right now. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly which coffees are destroying your health and wasting your money. Morrison's Savers Instant Coffee costs £1.20 for 100 grams. That price alone should tell you everything about the quality. This is the absolute bottom of the barrel. The coffee is 100% Robusta beans, not Arabica. Robusta is the cheap, bitter coffee species that tastes harsh and burnt. It contains twice the caffeine of Arabica, but none of the flavor complexity. A former coffee buyer revealed, Value Instant Coffee uses the lowest grade Robusta available. Damaged beans, broken beans, beans that failed quality control for premium products. The roasting is designed to hide defects. Dark roast means you can't taste how bad the beans actually are. The freeze-drying process strips away whatever minimal flavor existed. What remains is concentrated bitterness and acidity. You need milk and sugar just to make it drinkable. I sent Morrison's Savers to a laboratory for mycotoxin testing. Mycotoxins are toxic compounds produced by mold on coffee beans. The results showed detectable levels of ochratoxin A, a mycotoxin linked to kidney damage and classified as possibly carcinogenic by the World Health Organization. The levels were within UK legal limits, but legal doesn't mean safe. It means the industry lobbied for limits high enough that cheap coffee doesn't get recalled. A toxicologist explained, ochratoxin accumulates in your body over time. 1 cup won't hurt you, but drinking this daily for years, you're exposing yourself to cumulative toxin buildup. The acidity is extreme, pH of around 4.5. That's highly acidic. It destroys tooth enamel and causes digestive problems. For £1 more, you could buy decent instant coffee from single origin Arabica. Why would you poison yourself slowly to save £1? Nescafé Original, the UK's best-selling instant coffee. Millions drink it daily. That doesn't make it good. It makes it aggressively marketed. Nescafé Original is a blend of Arabica and Robusta. They don't disclose the ratio. A former Nescafé employee told me, Original is roughly 20% Arabica, 80% Robusta. The Arabica is low grade. The Robusta is bottom barrel. They blend just enough Arabica to legally claim it's a blend, but it's overwhelmingly cheap Robusta. The spray drying process uses extreme heat. This is faster and cheaper than freeze drying, but it destroys aromatic compounds. What survives is concentrated bitterness. The ingredient list says coffee extract. That can mean anything. It includes solubles extracted from roasted beans using high pressure and heat. The extraction process strips delicate flavors and concentrates harsh compounds. The caffeine content is concerning. Nescafé Original contains approximately 70 milligrams per cup, higher than filtered coffee because Robusta has more caffeine. Multiple cups daily means excessive caffeine intake, causing anxiety, sleep disruption, and heart palpitations. I conducted a blind taste test. Nescafé Original versus Aldi's Premium Instant, which costs the same. 20 people participated. 18 preferred the Aldi coffee. When told Nescafé was the UK's #1, most were shocked. One participant said, "The Nescafé tastes burnt and metallic." How do people drink this? Brand loyalty and aggressive marketing, not quality. Kenko Smooth, marketed as gentle, balanced, perfect for those who find coffee too strong. It's weak, flavorless coffee for people who don't actually like coffee. The name itself is marketing deception. Smooth doesn't mean quality. It means they've roasted it light and used low-quality beans that have no character. Kenko Smooth is majority Robusta. The Arabica content is minimal. A coffee expert explained. Kenko Smooth achieves smoothness through bland, neutral roasting. They're not highlighting good flavors. They're hiding bad beans. Real smooth coffee comes from quality Arabica roasted properly. This is cheap beans roasted to taste like nothing. The instant coffee production involves spray drying, which destroys aromatic compounds. What's left is brown water that vaguely tastes like coffee. But here's what really bothered me. Kenko Smooth costs £4 for 100 grams. That's premium pricing for bottom-tier coffee. You're paying for the brand name and the fancy jar, not quality coffee. I compared it to supermarket-owned brand Instant at half the price. The taste difference was negligible. Both were bland and forgettable. Why pay double for the same mediocrity? Dow Egbert's Pure Gold, another brand using precious metal in the name to suggest premium quality. It's instant coffee. There's nothing precious about it. Pure Gold is freeze-dried, which is better than spray-dried. But the bean quality ruins any advantage. The blend is Arabica and Robusta, ratio undisclosed. Tasting it reveals high Robusta content. Bitter, harsh, one-dimensional. A former industry insider revealed. Dow Egbert sources beans globally from the cheapest suppliers. There's no traceability, no ethical sourcing, no quality control beyond basic safety. Pure Gold uses beans that specialty roasters reject. The roasting is dark to hide defects. Dark roast sounds sophisticated. In reality, it's a trick. Dark roasting burns away the subtle flavors that distinguish good coffee from bad. Everything tastes burnt and bitter, so you can't tell the beans were terrible to begin with. I tested the solubility. Pure Gold doesn't dissolve completely. You're left with sediment and an oily film on top. That's poor quality instant coffee production. Premium instant dissolves cleanly. The price is absurd. £5 for 95 grams. You could buy actual ground coffee from Colombia or Ethiopia for less. Real coffee that you brew fresh. Why would you pay premium prices for instant? This one surprised me. Tesco Finest Colombian sounds good. Single origin, Colombia is famous for coffee. The finest range is supposed to be premium. It's marketing deception at its finest. First, Colombian doesn't automatically mean quality. Colombia produces exceptional coffee and terrible coffee. Saying Colombian is like saying European. It tells you nothing about quality. Second, Tesco Finest Colombian is a medium roast ground coffee that's been sitting in a vacuum pack for months. Coffee starts losing flavor 30 minutes after grinding. Vacuum packing slows degradation but doesn't stop it. I checked the roast date. There isn't one. UK regulations don't require roast dates on coffee. Tesco Finest could have been roasted 6 months ago. The oils have oxidized, the aromatics have dissipated. You're drinking stale coffee. A specialty coffee roaster told me. Supermarket coffee is roasted in massive batches, ground immediately, then packaged and distributed. By the time you buy it, it's weeks or months old. The flavor is dead. You're drinking coffee ghosts. I compared Tesco Finest to freshly roasted Colombian from a local roaster. The difference was staggering. The fresh coffee was bright, fruity, complex. The Tesco coffee was flat, dull, slightly rancid. The rancid note comes from oxidized coffee oils. Ground coffee oxidizes rapidly. Those oils go rancid, giving coffee a stale, cardboard taste. That's what you're paying £3.50 for. Carte Noire. French branding, elegant packaging, premium positioning. It costs £6 for 250 grams of ground coffee. It's average coffee in fancy packaging, sold at inflated prices. Carte Noire is owned by Jacobs Dow Egberts, the same company that makes Kenko and Dow Egberts. It's produced in the same facilities using similar bean sourcing. The main difference is the packaging and the price. A coffee industry consultant revealed, Carte Noire succeeds because of branding. The French Association makes people think it's sophisticated. In reality, it's mid-grade coffee marked up significantly. You're paying for marketing, not quality. The beans are a blend sourced from multiple countries. No traceability, no transparency. The roast is dark, hiding whatever character the beans might have had. But here's what really angered me. I compared Carte Noire to Lidl's premium coffee at half the price. Blind taste test with 15 people. 10 preferred the Lidl coffee. 5 couldn't tell the difference. Not a single person identified Carte Noire as premium. When told the prices, people were furious. You're paying double for equivalent or inferior coffee because of packaging and brand perception. Lavazza Qualità Rossa, Italian coffee. Italy knows coffee right. Surely this is quality. Lavazza is a mass-market brand. Qualità Rossa is their cheapest line. It's designed for volume and profit, not quality. The blend contains 60% Robusta, 40% Arabica. High Robusta means bitter, harsh flavor and high caffeine. The Arabica is low grade, sourced from wherever's cheapest. The roasting is dark and aggressive. Italian roast sounds romantic. In practice, it means burnt. Dark roasting destroys the subtle flavors that make coffee interesting. Everything tastes like charcoal and bitterness. A barista explained, Lavazza Qualità Rossa is what Italian cafés use when they don't care about quality. It's strong, it's caffeinated, it's cheap. But it's not good coffee. Italy has amazing specialty roasters. Lavazza isn't one of them. The pre-ground format is also problematic. Coffee loses flavor rapidly after grinding. Qualità Rossa sits in bags for months. By the time you brew it, the coffee is stale and the oils are rancid. I tested the crema production in an espresso machine. Crema is the golden foam on top of espresso. Qualità Rossa produced thick, dark crema that tasted bitter and burnt. Real quality espresso produces lighter, sweeter crema. The thick, dark crema comes from Robusta content and over roasting. It looks impressive but tastes terrible. Instagram versus reality. Costa Coffee at home. From the UK's biggest coffee chain. Surely they know how to make good coffee for home brewing. They know how to make profitable coffee. That's not the same thing. Costa at home ground coffee costs £4 for 200 grams. That's expensive for supermarket coffee. You'd expect quality. You don't get it. The beans are a signature blend, which means Costa won't tell you what's in it. Tasting reveals high Robusta content. Bitter, harsh, over roasted. The same profile as their cafe coffee, but worse because it's been sitting in a bag for months. A former Costa employee revealed, the at-home range uses different beans than the cafes. Lower grade, cheaper sourcing. The cafes at least use fresh roasted beans. The retail bags are roasted in massive batches and distributed nationally. By the time you buy it, it's stale. I compared Costa at home to actual Costa cafe coffee. The cafe coffee was mediocre but drinkable. The at-home coffee was harsh, bitter and flat. Completely different products with the same branding. But here's the real deception. Costa charges premium prices for substandard coffee because people trust the brand. You're paying for the Costa name, not quality beans. Starbucks Pike Place Roast, from the world's biggest coffee chain, named after their original Seattle store, marketed as their signature blend. It's over-roasted, bitter and stale. Pike Place is a medium roast according to Starbucks. In reality, it's dark by specialty coffee standards. Starbucks roasts everything dark to maintain consistency across thousands of stores globally. Consistency means everything tastes the same. That same is burnt and bitter. The beans are sourced globally with no transparency. A coffee trader told me, Starbucks buys commodity-grade Arabica, nothing special, nothing traceable. They roast it dark so all the coffees taste identical regardless of origin. It's industrial coffee production dressed up as premium. The pre-ground format is terrible. Pike Place sits in bags for months before you buy it. The coffee is stale, the oils are oxidized. You're drinking old coffee at premium prices. I conducted a blind taste test. Pike Place versus Pretz ground coffee versus Aldi's specially selected. 20 participants. Pike Place came last. 16 people ranked it as worst. When told it was Starbucks, people were shocked. One participant said, "This is supposed to be from a coffee company. It tastes burnt and cheap." Starbucks built an empire on convenience and consistent mediocrity. Their retail coffee is overpriced, over-roasted, and overhyped. And here we are, the absolute worst offender. Nescafé Azura, marketed as premium instant coffee, barista style, smooth and crafted. It's instant coffee with some ground coffee mixed in, sold at scandalous prices. Azura costs £6 for 100 grams. That's more expensive than many specialty roasted whole beans. You're paying premium prices for dressed-up instant coffee. The format is 60% instant coffee, 40% finely ground coffee. The instant portion is standard Nescafé quality. Low-grade beans, harsh extraction, spray-dried. The ground portion is so fine it partially dissolves, creating the illusion of body. A coffee expert explained, "Azura is a marketing masterpiece and a quality disaster. They've convinced people that instant coffee with some ground coffee added is premium. It's not. The instant portion is harsh and bitter. The ground portion over-extracts because it's too fine. You get the worst of both. The Robusta content is high despite claims of Arabica. The bitter taste and excessive caffeine reveal significant Robusta. Quality coffee companies proudly state 100% Arabica. If they don't say it, assume Robusta. I tested the sediment." After drinking Azura, you're left with grainy sludge at the bottom. That's the ground coffee that didn't dissolve. It's unpleasant and indicates poor grinding quality. But here's what made me genuinely angry. I compared Azura to freshly ground specialty coffee brewed in a cafetiere. The specialty coffee cost £5 for 250 grams. That's £2 per 100 grams versus Azura's £6 per 100 grams. Blind taste test with 25 people. 24 preferred the specialty coffee. When told the prices, people were furious. Azura is triple the price for dramatically inferior quality. One participant summed it up perfectly. Azura is a scam. They're charging specialty coffee prices for instant coffee with grit. That's corporate theft. Stop buying these brands immediately. Every single one is either overpriced, poor quality, or both. The UK coffee industry prioritizes marketing over quality. They exploit brand loyalty, use deceptive packaging, and charge premium prices for commodity coffee. Here's your action plan. Find a local coffee roaster. Every UK city has specialty roasters now. They roast small batches, use quality beans, and charge reasonable prices. Fresh roasted coffee costs £5 to £10 for 250 grams. That's comparable or cheaper than supermarket brands, and the quality difference is enormous. Buy whole beans and grind fresh. Invest in a £20 grinder. Coffee loses flavor rapidly after grinding. Grinding fresh makes mediocre beans taste good and good beans taste exceptional. Check roast dates. Quality roasters print roast dates on bags. Buy coffee roasted within the past 2 weeks. Anything older is declining in quality. Avoid instant coffee entirely. If you need convenience, get a cafetiere or an AeroPress. Both brew excellent coffee in under 5 minutes. There's no excuse for instant coffee when real coffee is this easy. Learn basic brewing. Coffee doesn't need to be complicated. Hot water, ground coffee, 4 minutes. That's it. You don't need expensive equipment. You need fresh beans and basic technique. Stop trusting brands. Costa, Starbucks, Nescafé built empires on marketing, not quality. Small independent roasters care about coffee. Big corporations care about profit margins. The coffee industry has spent billions convincing you that convenience equals necessity and brands equal quality. Neither is true. You can make exceptional coffee at home quickly and cheaply. What you can't do is make good coffee from stale, low-quality beans no matter what the packaging promises. Former coffee buyers have admitted that supermarket coffee uses beans specialty roasters reject. They've revealed that instant coffee production uses the lowest grade beans available. They've confirmed that roast dates are hidden because the coffee is months old. You deserve real coffee, not brown water with caffeine, not burnt beans ground months ago, not instant granules from bottom barrel Robusta. Share this video. Send it to everyone still buying Nescafe. Comment below with your local roaster recommendations. Subscribe because I'm exposing more food and drink industries in upcoming videos. Your morning ritual deserves better than corporate mediocrity sold as premium quality.